Somehow Charlie Cameron has missed this set shot. He goes around the body. I mean, this is what he usually does, but for some reason he has just left it well short. He's probably kicked it only about 20 metres. Somehow it doesn't make the distance of the goal. He's obviously miskicked this. It looked like it was going through for a point, but very strange from him. Now it's Max Scorn's turn to shank the kick. He has plenty of room and time to line up the kick. Kick from 50, it's a difficult kick, but he's kicked it clearly out of bounds on the full. Bedford gets the goal, and you can see he runs away from everyone, even Aaliyah, and he looks like he's going to go in for an easy shot at goal, but you just watch the way that he drops the ball. I don't know if he loses grip or what, but he sort of just pops the kick up a little bit, and he misses a very easy one. In the end, didn't have an effect on the game, so oh well. It's the end of the game, so it doesn't really matter, but Riccardi's kick at goal here was an absolute stinker. Could have kicked goal for that extra percentage, mate, come on. The Cats really stuffed this one up. You can see that it's really a 3-on-1 here in their forward 50. There's two people who could have handballed this or done something to give them an easier shot at goal. Instead of Parfitt tries to do the selfish thing and kick for goal, and he just completely misses everything. As the commentators say, Jamari Ugle-Hagan has had issues with kicking goals this year. You can see he's about 15 or maybe even 20 metres at the absolute most out, and he's kicking around the body, and for some reason he's way too close to the defender on the mark, and he kicks it straight into his defender. He's got so much more room, he knows he can kick the distance, so just take a few steps back. Hugh McCluggage kicks the ball in towards Eric Hipwood, who takes a kick at goal and absolutely shanks it.
Eric Hipwood, right behind him as you are at home. And he left that far too far to the right.
You can see Nick Dacos hesitate here. He doesn't know if he's going to pass or go for the goal. He eventually decides to kick towards goal and he shanks it.
I reckon you could tell he's in two minds. Do I take the set shot or do I keep...
Get him high.
It's always funny when you see someone like Isaac Rankin who can kick a goal from the boundary on the run under pressure, but then a set shot at goal absolutely shanks it. Bad kicks must run in the family there for the Mackays, as also Ben Mackay tries to kick to a teammate and he too shanks it in the defensive 50. Mychek takes an awesome grab here and then proceeds to absolutely hit the wrong side of the ball and just shank it completely.
On their goal kicking in each of the last 3 years. To get it under 30 points. Hits the wrong side of the...
Can you think of any other situations where the commentators talk up the player about to kick the ball so much that they end up shanking the kick? This is a perfect example of the commentator's curse. Dion Prestia turns his back to his teammates and says, "No, don't worry boys, I got this," and then proceeds to absolutely shank the kick. This is absolutely demoralising as a teammate when he's trying to boot it from 60 metres out and he shanks it. Just pass. Isaac Heaney also lines up for a goal and he too shanks the kick.
As Sydney look to take control again, but he's got that one all wrong.
Ugle-Hagan takes a awesome strong mark and then proceeds to shank the kick when they haven't even scored a goal. And there are already only 8 minutes left into the second quarter. Jeremy Cameron here is probably going for distance, so he goes the barrel, comes off on the wrong side of the boot and just completely shanks it in the end. I guess you can laugh about it because you're up by almost 70 points. Braden Maynard runs his full distance and then decides to kick the ball, but he shanks it on the inside of the boot and Wiedemann makes him pay big time.
And puts the Bombers in front early. Got a couple.
A bit of rain.
As soon as we know more,
Over to you, Todd Marshall, for this shank. I don't think he was going for distance here. I think he just hit it on the wrong side of the boot and it goes out of bounds on the full. Harry doing Harry things. He's also not immune to the shank disease that is prominent in the 2023 season for some reason.
It's gone a long way across the face. In fact, it's missed the...
Tim Taranto had so much more time and space than he expected. He tried to go with the right foot kick to kick the goal and he absolutely shanks it.
Didn't get good connection with it at all. It was another brilliant opportunity.
After Curtis Taylor apparently takes the mark, I think he drops the ball here. He has a set shot at goal, basically 25-30 metres out, and he hits the inside of the post. In a very close game, as the coach, you just need him to kick this. Yeah, I know you're Christian Petrarca, but look how much time and space he has, and so many players in the forward 50, and he decides to kick it 60 metres out of bounds on the full. Got to do better than that. No, I didn't miss it. Harry Mackay takes a mark directly out in front, probably 12 to 15 metres out at the absolute most, and somehow he misses this one as well. I have no idea how this guy gets a game. After a shanked kick, O'Brien collects the ball and kicks the ball straight into Sam Mitchell's face. Does this get counted as a 1%er? As Latham lines up for goal, you can see he absolutely shanks the kick here, and this is probably one of the worst kicks for goal I've ever seen. Cameron, who's very familiar with this ground, takes a snap kick at goal and he completely kicks the wrong side of the ball, and this just goes up in the air.
Hit the belly. Centering kick. It might still work. Big fist fly. Sensational.
Extremely poor kick in here from Burton, and it's turned over, and the North Melbourne eventually score the goal. While the game was in the balance here, this was a pretty bad turnover, but in the end Port Adelaide make North Melbourne pay. Jamie Elliott is going for distance here, and he hooks the kick and kicks it out of bounds on the full. This was an absolute shocker. The game's already over at this point, but Duray has an easy running goal here and somehow absolutely shanks the kick. I think Kane Farrell has forgotten which team he plays for.
This year from that variety, the set shot variety.
Farrell normally so precise, picks off lob, wanted Houston.
Watch the way that Holmes kicks this ball. It almost looks like a check side or banana, depending on which state you come from. But the way his leg goes, it almost looks like he's check sider, and that's why the ball has curved around like that. Just an odd kick overall when you're straight out. I'm sure Jesse Hogan would love to have this one back, as he's missed a very easy shot here. I can already hear the Chief yelling at me through the TV. Somehow Chad Wingard finds some space, he evades a few defenders and then takes a somewhat easy goal, a little bit under pressure, and then somehow misses absolutely everything. Butters receives the ball and can run inside forward 50, possibly either kicking the ball off or taking a shot at goal. He takes a shot at goal and completely misses everything. Ross from Richmond here is probably going for distance, and he too shanks the ball. He had a chance here to tie the game. This has to be the worst shank I've ever seen from Bailey Fritsch here. Luke Bruce, one of the best goal kickers for Hawthorn of all time, has absolutely munted this kick. The great Bruce had so much time and space here to make a better option. Instead he kicks it out of bounds on the full.
His eyes lit up, all the experience in the...
Blitzars has had a set shot to forget as he completely shanks this kick. Charlie Cameron is also not immune to the shank disease we're seeing in 2023. He completely misses the boot by a mile on this one, doesn't even go through for a score.
Hey, that's my line.
This is for number 6. Oh, shanked it. Oh, he said earlier.
Welcome to round 24 oddities. There were quite a few shanks this week, and I'm going to show you a couple, and you leave a comment below and you let me know which one you think is the absolute worst. In this first one you can see Joe Danaher misses completely out in front from 15 metres. How does this even happen?
For 50 goals for the season, he hits the post from point blank.
Joel Amarty's kick from the Swans was not even close. It's just come off the instep terribly.
Let's concentrate on Joel Amarty for a moment. He's sprayed that horribly. Jude Bolton, ground level. Bailey Fritz, what the ball lace out.
Jack Darling, who's usually a very good kick in front of goal, has missed from 20 metres out on a very slight angle. It definitely looks like he pokes at the ball, and this has to be one of the ugliest kicks I've seen in a very long time. Mitch Owens has taken a shot from about 45 metres out on a slight angle, and it definitely looks like it comes off the side of the boot, and it looks like he misses it by about 10 metres, not even close to registering a score at all. That's about it for the worst shanks of the week that I saw. Which one do you think is the worst? The purpose of these oddities videos is to criticise or review the game, to provide some parody or satire about the players, the umpires and the game in general. I just hope that you guys enjoy this content. Please leave a like and subscribe. Let's get to it. The game's already done, but somehow Harry McKay absolutely stuffs this goal here.
So let's just play this out. That's pretty hard, actually.
As I'm sure we're all aware now, Ollie Florent has a chance to win the game here for the Swans. He takes a kick from about 45 metres out on a pretty tight angle, and it looks like he has absolutely flushed it. But Alir says no, against his old team mind you. Was this the right call from the umpire? Was Dan Houston under enough pressure to force the rush behind? I think this is actually the right call by the umpire here.
He's claiming the play's inside 9. Umpire saying you weren't under pressure.
Straight to him. On the line. I'm back on.
Lingy, your thought?
Medium pressure is 3 to 5 metres. Not the goal spread. Yeah. More than 3 to 5.
Get to his feet.
It wouldn't be a shank fest if Harry McKay wasn't involved. Somehow he's missed this from about 10 metres straight out and in front. It almost seems impossible to miss, but somehow he seems to do this every week. Todd Marshall's probably had the worst shank of his entire career here. I'm not entirely sure what's gone wrong with him, because he used to be an absolute sharpshooter, but for some reason now he seems to be shanking them all the time. No, this is not a glitch in the Matrix. This is Marshall shanking the kick yet again. Maybe the nerves just got to him a little bit too much, because these kicks were absolutely dreadful. Aaron Norton takes a leading mark, probably about 45 metres out, and kicks it from just inside 50, and he absolutely shanks it. And then not long after, he's paid a free kick from pretty much the same spot, not even a minute later, and he lines up to make amends for the last shank kick, and he does the exact same thing, 2 shanks in a minute.
So Norton, after missing moments ago, we'll have another look at it. Same again.
Stocker has tackled Hipwood, and this is a dangerous tackle. I think this one was reported, but I think it was okay in the end. Anyway, Hipwood then lines up for goal after the siren, and he gets way too close to the men on the mark and then shanks the kick completely.
So we can't deviate off the line, Hipwood.
This is just one of many examples of the Sydney Swans just wasting their chance inside the forward 50 taking a shot at goal. Look at the time, 2 minutes left. Robbie Fox is probably 10 metres out, almost directly in front of goal, and he misses. I know the pressure might have got to him, there was a Geelong defender coming at him, but you just have to make these goals in such a desperate time. Both teams kicked very inaccurately, as you can see by the score, and it really cost the Sydney Swans here. They should have won in my opinion, and their poor kicking at goal has really let them down. The commentators were just pumping up how good Todd Marshall is at kicking at goal, and then he produces this. You can hear the umpires just absolutely snicker at this. That's the pure definition of a shank. The standard AFL goalpost is apparently 15 metres tall, and you can see that this kick pretty much doubles it. So Gawn has not only kicked a 50 metre bomb, but he's also kicked it 30 plus metres in the air. Do you think he meant to do that, or was it a shank? Lockie Schultz is about 25 metres out, directly in front, and somehow he absolutely shanks this kick. I don't know how as a forward you can miss this, especially when your team is down. They absolutely need any sort of easy goal, and he completely misses. You might expect this from a defender, but not by a forward. What do you think? Am I being too harsh? And in much drier conditions, Will Day takes a set shot at goal and completely misses to the left side. I'm assuming he was probably going for distance here, so I guess we'll only show it again one time.
He waits and then he nails it.
6.5 minutes without a score, Hawthorn, but Will Day pushes at that, tugs it well to the left. In fact, so far to the left that it doesn't even score.
It takes 4 GWS forwards to kick a behind here, and Jesse Hogan is absolutely livid with them. I don't know, man. Maybe do something a little bit better instead of standing there waiting for the ball. Harry McKay goes for the check side banana and misses it completely. Just did not even put enough spin on it. Went out of bounds on the full easily.
To try and bend this through. The banana doesn't bend enough.
After Port were struggling to clear the ball out of their defensive 50, Lockie Jones finally gets the ball and he has a chance to clear the ball out to get a little bit of reprieve for the defense, and instead, unfortunately, he kicks it straight out of bounds on the full. Now the free kick is awarded to Josh Dacos, who goes back and slots this really hard goal. He's obviously been learning a little bit from Jamie Elliott. The commentator's curse strikes again. He's just talking up Marshall about how good of a kick he is, and he takes a set shot at goal and shanks it completely.
His form. Strange to see those numbers. He's normally, in your mind, more accurate than that. Let's get 2 straight tonight. Oh, there you go.
Round 1, 2023 AFL Oddities. This year I'm going to run the oddities a little bit different than last time. I'm going to try and explain a little bit more as to why I think this is odd or a weird situation in footy. More so for those new guys that are coming and watching the channel who aren't super familiar with the sport. Let's hope we can get them on board as well. Let's get to it. Oscar Allen misses the easiest kick you'll ever get in AFL. If I was the coach, I would have dragged him. We're all pretty familiar with this one because Mason Cox stands the mark, and as you know, he's probably one of the biggest smack talkers in the AFL at the moment. I'm not entirely sure why he is, but he is. And Jamari Ugle-Hagan kicks for goal. He thinks it's gone through, so he goes back to Cox to let him know that he's kicked a goal on him. But again, he's celebrated too early, and unfortunately this didn't go through for a goal. Darcy Moore marks on the line, and it's play on. You've got to make sure these go through first before you start talking smack. And Kennedy here has probably the worst shank I have ever seen. In the last Oddities video, there were 24.2% of you who watched who were subscribed, so if you do like this sort of content, please leave a like and subscribe to see more of this type of content. Now let's get back to it. We're sharing it around this week. Now it's Jamie Elliott's turn to shank the kick, but to be fair, this one he was going for distance.
50 or even 51. Inside left goal post, you would think from there. And that is not going to get it done.
Radicalia says, "Don't worry boys, I've got this," kick in the bag, and then proceeds to shank this ball. I know he's going for distance, but this is a terrible shank.
Hasn't kicked a goal this year, been playing in defence. Kicked 38 goals in his 70-game career. Only 4 games last year with injury. He launches it, but he launches it way once. Just kept running.
A bit of confusion with this one. It didn't look like a 15-metre kick. Hayward marks the ball. Jordan Goey holds on. You can hear one umpire say play on, but it's pay to mark. And I guess ball don't lie because Hayward too shanks the kick.
To extend Sydney's margin to 7 points. Slaughter.
It wouldn't be an oddities video without McKay absolutely shanking a kick at goal here. As the commentators say, he's so far out, I'm not sure why he's going across the body kick. This definitely should have been a drop punt. Very low on confidence at the moment, and I'm not sure why.
And in a strange position to do it as well. Not going to get the height on the foot.
And here's another example. 2 examples of a Sydney Swan veteran just not being able to take advantage of their shots at goal here. The first one goes out of bounds on the full by Isaac Heaney, and the second one goes through for a point. I'm sure Sydney Swans fans and also Isaac Heaney are thinking, what if I kick this? Jack Darling joins the Shank club. This one was pretty bad. He's actually out of bounds on the full.
Great Mods kicked 13 twice. Scotty Hodges kicked 11. They're the only players to have kicked more than 10 for the Crows as Darling struts in. He can't get himself a consolation prize on the full.
Filippo too shanks the kick, but in his defence it was absolutely belting down with the rain, so fair enough, but he doesn't get accuracy or the distance. This is a very flat kick.
In any form so far tonight. A good kick makes it a 1-point game. It is a poor kick, but still a chance.
Scott Lysette is going for a drop punt, but somehow check side kicks the ball out of bounds. This is really odd, this one.
These port forwards are going to be a chance, or a ruckman drifting forward like this.
Way right, misses the lot.
I know the game's well over at this point, but Sam Frost has to do better than this. He has just played on and absolutely shanked this kick straight in front of goal.
Back down, back, Frosty. Back down, back, mate. Tough day for the coach, Sam Mitchell.
Good user of the ball. Onto Frost, who plays on Frosty.
Out wide.
Nathan Murphy from the Pies, who is a defender in his argument, gets a 50-metre penalty and a shot at goal, and he just absolutely floats this one through the air and shanks it.
To Nathan Murphy. Just on half-time. And we don't even need to say it.
A free kick is paid and it's to Melbourne, and then advantage is given. Jack Viney, you can see, sort of breaks stride and he looks back to make sure that it's his free kick before he kicks it. He takes the advantage and kicks it out of bounds on the full. To be fair, he's probably put off by the umpire's call and he's not fully focusing on the task ahead and he shanks it. I think this might be a contender for worst set shot at goal all year. I'm not sure how Ollie Lord gets a game after watching this, after watching his recent performance. I think he had like 5 set shots at goal and only 2 behinds. The rest were out of bounds on the full or just didn't even make the distance. Definitely not what you want in a key forward. Owies lines up for a shot at goal here, and as you can see, he takes a lot of time. It's a 40-metre kick pretty much straight out in front. He has a very slow approach to goal, and then he almost sort of jumps a little bit as he kicks, which in turn then shanks the kick. This was a very odd kick from him. I'm not sure why. I know he's got the distance in him, but yeah, just a little odd to see this. Harry Mackay doing Harry Mackay things. He completely shanks the kick on the left-hand side. I don't know why, but it just seems that when he's kicking from the left, he always shanks it to the left. Harry Mackay doing Harry Mackay things. He completely shanks the kick on the left-hand side. I don't know why, but it just seems that when he's kicking from the left, he always shanks it to the left.
Mackay going to do from the set shot?
I'm sure Bo McCreary would like to have his time again after taking this set shot 15 metres out directly in front. This is an absolute gimme, and somehow he's miskicked this straight into the post. I'm sure he'd kick this 99 out of 100 times, but this one time he didn't. Earlier in the game, Will Powell actually had a set shot at goal from, I don't know what it was, 15 metres out in a slight angle after a 50-metre penalty was paid against Rankin, and he absolutely shanks the kick.
He'll cash in here for the Suns. Accepting.
After the lights come back on, Bailey Fritsch takes a mark, falling on his bum, and then eventually shanks the kick. This allowed Melbourne to come back, as we all know, and made the game very interesting. I don't know if the lights sort of affected him or not. I don't know. There must be something in the water at the Western Bulldogs training facility, because for some reason they always seem to shank it, and Jamari Ugle-Hagan here absolutely shanks this kick. Something shocking. Maybe he was going for distance, but I know he's got a long leg, so I don't know. This one was strange. I reckon Darcy Moores actually helped Francis mark this ball. In the end it was paid a mark, and then Aaron Francis goes back and completely shanks the kick.
So Francis to tie things up once again, and he misses.
So if you've just joined